Titak, welcome in. It's so, we've met in person, which was lovely, and you're always in my stream, which is amazing, and it's just great to be able to interview you. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And you have some of your beautiful paintings behind you.
Yeah, this is my painting room.
You've shared so many in my Discord. They're really lovely, and you paint in the style of Bob Ross. Is that right?
Some of them, yeah. Like this one, it's done using the Bob Ross techniques. These two are a bit different. It's wet on wet, but it's using the palette knife only. So no brushes, just a knife.
And you teach art as well, is that correct? Or you teach math?
I teach math, yes.
Yeah, but your background is in art, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Tell me, what region of the world are you coming to me from?
I'm in the Netherlands, somewhere in the middle, north, middle. Well, the province is called Drenthe.
Interesting. And tell me, how did you first find Tomb Raider, or how did Tomb Raider first find you?
Oh, yeah, that must have been at the end of 1996. Not too long after Tomb Raider 1 was released. And my brother used to play video games. And at some point I saw him play Tomb Raider. And he was at the end of the first level of Tomb Raider 1. He was at the end of caves. And I saw this woman shooting a bunch of wolves. And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is just another one of those shooter games that he used to play. But it looked kind of good. So I kept watching and I fell in love. So I watched him play and yeah, we did it together, sort of together. I mean, I watched, he played, and I would, maybe over there, maybe there. Oh, watch out, another baddie or whatever. So...
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
And when and how did you start level building?
Well, that was just right after I finished playing Tomb Raider Chronicles. I didn't even know there was going to be another Tomb Raider game after Tomb Raider 4, because, you know, the ending. And maybe a year later, I found Tomb Raider Chronicles in the stores, and there was this message on the box like level editor. Okay, I don't know what that is, but well, it looks interesting. So after I finished Tomb Raider Chronicles, I looked into it, I installed it, and yeah, that's when it all started.
Oh my gosh, when did you release your first level?
That was 2003. And I released a bunch, because I had a bunch of levels basically finished, sitting on my hard drive, and I didn't really know they were being released. I was just making them for myself. And maybe my brother looked at them and was like, oh, this is nice. Yeah.
And then you discovered TRLE.net, or how did you discover releasing them?
I did discover TRLE.net, except that after I discovered it, I also lost it. I was like, where's that thing again with the yellow pages and the small thumbnails with it? I couldn't find it anymore. So I sort of stumbled onto it by accident. And then I found TombRaiderChronicles.com, and that's where I first had my levels uploaded.
And now you're involved in a community of builders, right? Didn't you just have a meeting recently?
Yeah, first time I was invited to the German Tomb Raider meeting was in 2004, I think. It was after participating in the Lara at the Movies project.
And the level that you created for Lara at the Movies is Stargate, is that right?
It's Stargate, yes. It was something.
It really was. It was amazing to play.
Yeah, fun fact, maybe. It's first level that I made my own objects for. So that's when I learned how to use Metasequoia. That's the 3D modeling program that we used to use a lot.
Did you use it for Mists of Avalon?
Yeah, it's all Metasequoia.
And you're working on a sequel to Mists of Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
And it is being eagerly awaited by many, many people, I think.
People have to be very patient because going slow. Sorry.
How long did the first game take?
Oh, just 4 years, I think.
Just?
Okay. Just 4, yeah, because this has been taking me, 11 now? More.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It sounds like you have really inspired, from the other interviews that I've done, inspired a lot of builders and also been very helpful to other builders.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Are there other builders that you especially admire?
Oh, yeah, a bunch. Oh gosh. Well, I know a whole bunch of builders that I've learned things from.
Sure.
One of them is Richard Lothar. I worked with him on Unfinished Business, his Unfinished Business series, especially part 3.
Yeah.
He asked me if I would like to build the levels, or most of the levels anyway, for the eye candy. So he learned from me about the eye candy, and then I learned from him about gameplay, because he would give me some gameplay setups and then I would incorporate it in my levels. Where did he get it? Does he get the ideas from? So that's something, yeah, I learned a lot from him.
The levels that you focused on in Underworld Unfinished Business 3, it was a very creepy plant-based level. It was beautiful.
The Arboretum, I think you mean. Yeah.
Yes, and I remember I was so scared by those plants when I play. I streamed it, came across those plants, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
really
that's
well done.
most of the gameplay and the creepy plants were Richard's ideas. Yeah.
And you executed it
I think that
in an
were
amazing way.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's those levels are really incredible.
Yeah, I think so too.
So you're working on Mists of Avalon 2. Are there any other projects in your future?
In my future, yeah, I do have ideas for another game after this one.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know yet which engine I'm gonna use, because I like using Method to CR on my levels and for all the detailed stuff. But nowadays, Tomb Editor, of course, supports imported room geometry. So I guess I can do basically the same thing with Tomb Editor now. And then, of course, do I still use TRNG by that time, or do I switch to 10? Because, of course, 10 does have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with it, but for me, it'll be a whole new experience and a learning curve, because I'm used to TRNG scripting now for making all the puzzles and whatever. And then I have to relearn or learn Lua scripting. I've never
Okay.
done that, so.
I know nothing about any of this. Is it quite different?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, it's quite different. I mean, it follows the same logic, of course. If I want this, then blah blah blah. If or this and blah blah. And it's the same logic. I mean, that's programming, as far as I know. So, but other than that, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting that the new engine is being developed like this. I mean, it's after all of these years to have people so passionate about finding a way to have TRLEs just advance in this way is incredible.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely is.
Oh, that's great. So your plans right now are to go to Derby again in October, and then the German based builders, do they have an annual get together, or is that?
Yeah, it's pretty much annual. Yes. So, oh gosh, I think it's the. Oh, I forgot. Oops, I'll have to ask on the forums. No, it's usually around the end of June, so somewhere June something. This year was quite early, but usually it's a bit later.
You learn from each other. Do you spend time like with laptops open, kind of building things, or?
Yeah, sort of like that. It's just just a handful of people that do some building nowadays. But Clara is there, and Sponge was there. I've met Iliane, or however you call his username. We always call him Christoph. So there are not many builders left at the meeting in Germany. No.
Okay, but still a vibrant group, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, it's a fun group. Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, good. Any other builders from the Netherlands that you know of?
Piega.
Yeah.
I've met him once in Amsterdam, and Martinez, the tiger, also known as the tiger.
And I'm sure you have plans to keep painting.
Oh yes. And I hope to become an official instructor, so I can teach the Bob Ross teaching method. That's what I'd like to do.
Excellent.
I need them to send people over to Europe again, so
yeah.
I'm waiting.
If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way, or where can they find you?
I have my Instagram, but of course that's for the paintings mostly.
Sure.
On the forums,
Mm-hmm.
TRLE.net and Chronicles. And there's an email on my TRLE.net
Okay.
page.
Anything else that I didn't ask you that you wanted to share?
I love level building, and I just keep going, and that I love how it has developed, because at some point I was like, who would still want to play these old blocky games? And here we are 20 years later.
Here we
We're
are.
still doing it, so yeah, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
of course, a thank you to all the people who play my levels. That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
we've all really enjoyed them. Thank you. And thank you for doing this interview. I
You're
appreciate it.